Hey, how you doing? Name's Jack Rocco Tangredi. Along with Smokin, Joe and I, we flew the last F-14 demo in Oceana, September of 2005. We did 2004 full season, probably 15 or 18 different air shows, and then Tomcat was going away the next year or two, and so in 2005, leadership decided they wanted to do one more demo. So Smokin and I ramped up. We were the other two demo team players that we had. Actually, both went off to fly for the Blue Angels. One was Rio. Linus Schwartz, and then Opie Wally went and was one of the pilots. So we were the only ones left back at 101, and they said, "Hey, would you guys do it?" And we were like, "Absolutely." So quick ramp up in about 2-3 weeks time frame. Got requalified back up, and then went back and flew the last demo in September of 05. Yeah, so flying the Tomcat was pretty awesome. I grew up I knew I wanted to fly from an early age. Of course, Top Gun came out. Saw the movie, fell in love with the plane, and a few years later, decided to go in and talk to a recruiter, and I was able to get into the aviation program. Got picked up, went through primary, did well enough to go to Jets, and then when I finished up in Jets, was lucky enough to get selected for Tomcats. Went off to Oceana, and that's when the ride began. It was such an amazing experience. It was awesome, unbelievable plane to fly. Great history. It's got a soul. There's a special relationship between air crew and maintainers in the Tomcat that I think is pretty hard to surpass in other areas. But it really, you get people that say they worked on the plane or flew it, and it's kind of special. Yeah, so initially when I went through the Tomcat RAG, I was trained on the F-14A and went out to Japan to VF-154. Flew out there for 3.5 years with Smokin Joe. Actually, we were squadron mates out there, and then came back. I had the option to go into Super Hornets or go into the Tomcat RAG, and after flying the A, I really wanted to go back and see what the F-14B and D really had to offer, performance-wise. And I'm completely glad that I did it. It was really an eye-opener, a big jump up in power compared to the F-14A. Awesome plane to fly, especially doing the demo stuff. Like, really overpowered aircraft. You could go supersonic in a heartbeat if you weren't careful. So you really had to kind of pay attention to that. But yeah, flew most of my time at F-14As, and then a bunch in Bs and Ds when I came back to the FRS and was doing the training there. We were asked by a couple special guys here that really have the Tomcat in heart and mind. Really wanted us to come up, and fortunately I live in Virginia Beach, so it's only a 4-hour drive for me, which is nice. Smokin had to fly in from Dallas. They wanted us to come up and just do a quick talk, meet and greet of a bunch of people. Honestly, I think there was a handful of people that were just like, we just want to hang out with you guys. And I was like, a lot of them were old military folks, and I love talking to older guys that not even necessarily worked on this plane, but just spent time in the military and hearing their stories too. I think it's like a brotherhood that you don't get anywhere else. So,
any final words for Tomcat fans? Still,
I don't know. Anytime, baby.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Smokin Joe Ruzicka from the F-14 Tomcat demo. Yeah, I graduated from the Naval Academy in '96. and then selected fighters. Went to the F-14 RAG in about 1998. And my first operational squadron was with the VF-154 Black Knights over in Natsuki, Japan, and then came back as an instructor with VF-101 Grim Reapers for the 2002 to 2005 timeframe. One of the things that the RAG would do, or FRS would do, is the actual demo team. And I was selected for that, lucky enough to be selected for that in 2004. It was the last F-14 demo team that did a full show season. So we started off in the early part of the spring season with Thunder over Louisville and went all the way through to the end at Nellis Air Force Base, where we flew against the F-22, the first time the F-22 had ever been there. And we were full up and did a fantastic show. F-22, unfortunately, while it's a fantastic aircraft, it wasn't allowed to do a whole lot of turns. So did that for one season, and then as the F-14 started to be sundown, they had one more final show that we handed off the jet and did a demo in September of 2005 at Oceana. Today we were at NAS Wildwood, just outside of Cape May, New Jersey, for the 20th anniversary of the final F-14 demo flight. We did a couple of different things, met with lots of fans of the Tomcat, and then we did a question and answer session, talked about the demo itself and all the things that went into the demo over the course of that final show and that final show season. So for those of you that are Instagram followers, I am Instagram page at F-14 Tomcat Demo. We talk about anything that has to do with the Tomcat, anything that deals with the fighter from the F-14. So come follow us. It's a lot of fun.